Here we go, y'all. Stock up, stock down. Whose stock is rising for your San Francisco 49ers? And whose stock is kind of plummeting just a little bit, just a little bit. Who's going to make this roster? We're going to talk about all that and more right here. Keep it locked. San Francisco 49ers Morning Show. Let's go.
Intercepted. It is picked off by Aaron Crocker. Over midfield, he'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Cross Talk TV podcast. Peace.
Welcome to another episode of the San Francisco 49ers Morning Show. I am your host, former NFL and AFL defensive back, Eric Crocker. And of course, as always, want to let y'all know, man, make sure, hit the like button, subscribe button, let people find the show. Matter of fact, you don't even got to subscribe, but hit the like button right now, just so other people can kind of filter in here right now. We're talking all things San Francisco 49ers, and training camp is coming to a close. Preseason coming to a close. And they're going to have a huge kind of time off. I don't even know what we're going to talk about during that time. And y'all know I hate making up some random topics. But I hope everybody's doing good this morning. I see the flames coming in already. Here we go. Hey, first of all, shout out to all my, where's it at? Shout out to all the 49er Lakers. Yeah, and I still got my, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this is my other flag, but you know what I'm saying, got the flags with me, you know what I'm saying, Laker gang. So shout out to all the 49er Laker fans out there. All right, here we go. Everybody feeling good. I see the flames coming in. I see the usuals in here. All right, here we go, Mike. Okay, shout out to El Grove, you know what I'm saying, close to the 209. You feel me? Okay, shout out to all y'all. Definitely want to come on here this morning. Oh, first, Locked On 49ers. Make sure y'all tune into that 5 days a week with myself, Brian Peacock. Like, review, all that good stuff. We're on YouTube as well. Locked On NFL Draft. Run those numbers up. The Locked On NFL Draft, for whatever reason, the numbers aren't great. So run those numbers up, man. Just hit like on the numbers on the YouTube aren't that great. So we want to get that YouTube channel up. All right. But shout out to all y'all who listen to draft year round. You feel me? It's always draft time. I'm excited. Got some energy this morning. Woke up early, man. I woke up at like 3:30, 3 o'clock. Couldn't go back to sleep. So I just went and got my workout in. I mean, I work out early anyways. So I worked out early. Then I trained some athletes. I put some videos up already on social media, on Twitter and whatnot. So, you can go check that out at Eric_Crocker right there. All right. Underdog Fantasy, promo code Crocky. All right. Y'all know, download the app or go to underdogfantasy.com if you're in the player props, over, unders, all that good stuff, and fantasy sports all the way around. Maybe we'll do some stuff for tomorrow's game. But anyways, hope everybody's doing good. I see all the 209ers in the house as well. Let's go. Yeah, he said, here you go. Hey, finally made it to a live before I start work. Let's go, man. You feel me? I'm trying to make your work day go faster. So, you know what I'm saying? Put me on the earbuds. You feel me? I got my earbuds in. Put your earbuds in. Tune in. Don't get fired or nothing, though. Don't get fired. I'm not responsible for anyone that gets fired while trying to watch this show. There was one person, and let me get a sip of my water. All right. There was a person in the comments on YouTube. He was like, Croc, please, like, take a drink of water. Your voice is so dry. And listen, y'all, it is not easy to sit up here and talk for 30 minutes straight before I get to the chat and bring people on live. All right. So he's like, oh, your voice sounds dry. First of all, my voice is always raspy. So I just got a raspy voice. So it's going to be like somewhat dry in general. But, bro, what I'm supposed to do, talk to y'all and be like, hey, hold on, guys. Because there's no commercial break on this. I have no commercial break. Now, if I have a host or a guest host or whatever, then y'all will see me drink water more. I'm pretty sure y'all noticed that. But if it's just me talking for 30 minutes straight before I get to the callers, bro, like, what you want me to do? There is no commercial break. You know what I'm saying? So this is what it would look like. And to me, I just don't want to do this. But all right, guys, today we're going to talk about the 49ers. But hold on one second. Okay. All right, now my voice is still sounds dry because I have a raspy voice, but I wet my whistle for the one guy that commented about it. I appreciate you watching the show, though. I appreciate you watching the show, but I'm just saying it's a little difficult. It's a little difficult. All right, got to pick and choose, and I had to drive voice for 30 minutes and then get y'all on. Then you see me drinking my water a little bit more. But shout out to y'all, though. Shout out to y'all who put up with the dry, raspy voice. Yes, sir. All right, let's talk about, I guess, risers and what's the opposite of a riser? Faller? A riser, faller? Stock up, stock down. All right, that's the easiest way to go about it here. And I don't have a long list of names. I got 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. So just 11 guys. All right. So nothing too crazy. There are a lot of guys where I felt like their stock didn't rise or fall. It's just maybe it was just even. So we're not even going to mention those guys. All right. But we definitely will start with the offensive guys. And real quick, get to Steven's question here. He says, you're going to have haters everywhere. So you know what? I wouldn't even call him a hater because he watches the show. He showed love. He just said my voice is dry. Drink some water. And it's like, bro, I can't. I can't. But here we go. First one I wanted to talk about, Nate Sudfeld. And I'd say Nate Sudfeld, I think his stock has risen. You know, before this season started, people were like, man, you got to hang on to Jimmy Garoppolo because, you know, what if Trey Lance gets hurt? You want to have a good backup. Well, I think Nate Sudfeld has played well enough. Again, I'm not saying that is the guy that's going to go out there and win you a Super Bowl or anything like that. But I think Nate Sudfeld has played well enough to where people are like, you know what? This guy, he's a legit backup. This guy is someone who, if he has to play and finish a game, you feel fairly comfortable with that. If he has to start a game or two, I think you're like, all right, you know, but anything more than that, that's when you just start really seeing, maybe this guy isn't cut out to be a long-term starter, right? Now, maybe he is. Maybe he just hasn't had that legit opportunity. But 49ers right now, I'd say they're probably fairly comfortable with him being a backup. So that's the first guy, Nate Sudfeld, quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, where I'm like, you know what? His stock is up. Now, I don't know if there's a QB battle going on right now, but I'd also say that Brock Purdy's stock is up. We talked about Brock Purdy on Locked On 49ers, Brian Peacock, and we had Winky on there too. But this is just my opinion. A lot of people want to keep Brock Purdy, right? And they're like, oh man, you can't let a guy go like Brock Purdy. You can't let Purdy go. And here, this is just my opinion. Let that motherfucker go. Let him go. I think you have a legit backup in Nate Sudfeld. You got two quarterbacks on this roster. You go with that. Do not keep a third quarterback that potentially, most likely, probably will never see the field this year, right? So, if it's me, like, I'm not keeping Brock Purdy. Now, he's solid. But just like you drafted him with the very last pick in the NFL draft, you know, if you really want to address that position moving forward, that quarterback, like that backup position, and get more of a long-term guy, then draft somebody 4th or 5th round next year. We just saw New England Patriots do that, right? Like, what did the New England Patriots do? They drafted Mac Jones 15th overall. They turned right around, and they drafted Bailey Zappi in, like, the 4th round out of Western Kentucky. Hey, you know, they identified this guy as someone who would be a legit backup. All right? So, just my opinion, you let him go. Now, if he clears waivers and he's able to make it back on practice squad, awesome. All right, now we got a practice squad quarterback that we like. He's cool, or whatever, guy Nate Sudfeld, etc. Okay, you're good. But I'm not keeping Brock Purdy. Okay, here, just how I look at it. Am I going to keep Brock Purdy or Jordan Mason? Right? Because essentially, those are the type of decisions. If you keep Brock Purdy, then that takes away from another running back, an extra running back that you potentially can keep. That takes away from a potential extra defensive lineman. That takes away from a potential extra defensive back, a cornerback, or a safety, etc. And I just don't think that a third quarterback is that important, right? How much more does he move the needle than Nate Sudfeld? And you gave Nate Sudfeld some guaranteed money. So that's not to say that I think Brock Purdy sucks or anything. I think he showed some good stuff. But if you let him go and he does not clear waivers, I believe that you can draft another Brock Purdy. And when I say another Brock Purdy, just a guy who doesn't have this immense talent, a guy that's not going to be a top, first round, second round, third round type quarterback, but potentially later than that, and obviously in Brock Purdy's case, seventh round, you can find those type of guys that just fit what you want them to do. And I think Brock Purdy's that. So a lot of people get enamored with the Brock Purdy's of the world, but I would let him go. And then nothing against him. I think he's been solid. I think his stock is up. Again, I said stock up for Brock Purdy, but stock not up enough to where I'm just like, oh, there's no way you can get rid of this guy. He does some good things, though. He does some good things. Here's a good one right here. Suddy, a.k.a. Nate Sudfeld, will clear waivers. Purdy won't. Well, here's the issue, though. Nate Sudfeld is guaranteed $2 million. So am I going to let go of Nate Sudfeld, who's guaranteed $2 million, just to bring him back on practice squad? So basically, it's like, oh, I'm letting him go to pay this guy, $2 million to be a practice squad quarterback? Hell no. Hell no. Somebody said, Croc, get rid of the bad time. My bad, player. My bad. You know what I'm saying? Just had to make sure y'all knew what time it was this morning. All right, what type of stuff I'm on. But, yeah, me, I'm going with Purdy. They'll go with who's cheaper. It's always been that way. All right, but it's not really cheap. Purdy's not really cheaper because you paid Nate Sudfeld $2 million guaranteed. So now if you didn't do that, right, if Nate Sudfeld had no guaranteed money, then I say, oh, yeah, go with the guy that's not the veteran, that you don't have to pay veteran minimum to, and you got him locked up on a very minimal contract for the next 4 years, right? I would say go with that. But it's not cheaper when you guarantee money to Nate Sudfeld. So, yeah, Nate Sudfeld. There we go. So, just my opinion. But yeah, so stock up for both quarterbacks. I don't think there's a situation right now with the quarterbacks where there's a stock down. All right, let's move on to the next position. We got the running backs now. All right, and there's a couple guys here. And I'm going to start with Trey Sermon, who is a third-round pick. You know what? Let's actually rewind a little bit. I'm going to go stock down. I'm going to go stock down on, what's his name? John Lynch, the GM. Because I still think it was extremely stupid to draft a running back in third round, back-to-back drafts, when you get so much production out of guys later. I get it. They like the way Ty Davis Price runs, etc. But they do an amazing job of finding the Jordan Masons of the world. All right. So first stock down goes to John Lynch, who drafted a running back third round. I think it was stupid. Draft Nick Cross, who looks like fucking Bob Sanders Jr. right now for the Indianapolis Colts. And I think most people were saying that pre-draft, like, hey, this dude's extremely talented. Like, why would you not want? Now we want Ty Davis Price. Solid. I like Ty Davis Price. This is not against Ty Davis Price. This is just I'm pushing back on. I'm not pushing back. I think they've shown the ability to get a lot of production out of guys later and to play very well. Again, I kind of compared it to the Jacksonville Jaguars situation where you have Robinson, who runs for over 1,000 yards. He's an undrafted guy. And then you turn around the next year and draft Travis Etienne in the first round. I think that's really wild. So, just my opinion, when you have that type of value and production out of a guy that's later, why would you turn around and then draft a guy third round? Unless you're drafting Ty Davis Price or whoever to be the guy. So first, I'm going to go stock down on John Lynch. Stock down on John Lynch because that was really stupid. All right. I don't like bashing people. Sorry, John Lynch, not stupid. I thought it was strange. All right, so first stock down because both quarterbacks stock up, but Trey Sermon stock down. And I thought Trey Sermon, there were people, and again, this might not even be his fault. I've heard people say, well, the running lanes aren't there, and where's he supposed to run? And maybe that's the case. But the perception of it is he hasn't done anything that anyone else can't do or doesn't look better doing what he's doing with the given opportunities, etc. Right? So right now, Trey Sermon, where I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's a bad running back. But just the eye test right now says, are you better than right now? If you just went to the coaches, right? You go to the coaches and you give them a shot of the little truth serum or whatever, and the coach is like, and you ask the coach, who's better, Trey Sermon or Jordan Mason? There's a chance if you ask 5 coaches, 4 of them say we like what we've seen more from Mason right now. All right, Jordan Mason. So in my head, just because of that, and there's that conversation between them and maybe the fans, etc. Trey Sermon, like, bro, your stock is down. Your stock is down. And luckily for him, he was a 3rd-round pick. So I know that there's roster politics, and they're going to give their 3rd-round pick every opportunity. Typically, that's how you see it. Very rarely do you see them, teams really let go, unless they just think a guy stinks. And I don't know. I don't think they're ready to really give up on Trey Sermon right now, but his stock is down. His stock is down. And we'll see. Maybe it's just not right fit for him. Offensively, not the right scheme. And he can go somewhere else and be a 1,500-yard rusher. But right now, with how it looks and some of the backs that they brought in, it doesn't feel like he's going to be the guy. I could be wrong. But, yeah. Here we go. Here's a good one right here. Croc, take the 3rd-round tag off of Sermon. Sermon looks like an undrafted free agent. Actually, I'd say he does not even look like an undrafted free agent because the undrafted free agents that the 49ers have brought in typically play well. Was JaMychal Hasty drafted? I don't think so, right? He looks good running the ball, catching the ball. Hell, he's even back there on kickoff returns. So I wouldn't even say he looks like an undrafted player. Trey Sermon looks like, gosh, okay, I'm sorry. I don't like bashing players. I'm just saying from the perception of what it looks like, his stock is down. His stock is down. All right, and we'll see. He's going to have another opportunity tomorrow evening, all right, so Thursday evening, to get his stock up and turn things around. Let me get a drink of water so I don't get the messages about my voice sounding dry. All right. Now, I talked a whole lot about Trey Sermon and stock down, but let's talk about someone's stock who is up, who has risen, and that's clearly Jordan Mason, running back out of Georgia Tech. Again, got to go back to the first stock down that I gave, and that was to John Lynch because it just made no sense. Drafting the guy 3rd round, Ty Davis Price. Well, I like Ty Davis Price. I don't think Ty Davis Price stock has gone up or down. I just think it's pretty regular. Figuring out the scheme, how they want him to run, etc. You can see him trying to figure things out, but you see like flashes of like, big motherfucker can move and he can run. All right. But Jordan Mason, undrafted guy out of Georgia Tech, and he runs well. And to me, he looks like a clone of Jeff Wilson. Looks like the clone of Jeff Wilson. He runs strong, hits the holes, doesn't hesitate, lowers the boom, running through arm tackles, playing against 3rd string, playing against guys that probably be on podcasts like me talking about, I was in there in preseason, right? Guys that might not be in the NFL too long. But nonetheless, when he's given his opportunity, it looks good. It looks good. So definitely got to go stock up for Jordan Mason. I think he's done a terrific job with the opportunity that's been given to him. And again, opportunity earned. He earned the opportunity, and he's made the most of it. And there are a lot of guys. Now, listen, and this is not a shot at my guy Gammon. And, because Gammon's like, man, I really like Mason, right? I feel like, because I see a lot of stuff on social media, even sometimes, when I don't respond. But I feel like everybody likes everybody. And then it's like, oh, I told you so, right? You know what I'm saying? But everybody did say, oh, Jordan Mason, like, he's going to make this team. And a lot of times I'm like, okay, well, who's not going to make it then? All right? Brock Purdy, that's who's not. All right, here we go. I'll probably be wrong. Let's move on to the next position here. Those are the only 2 running backs I want to touch up on with stock up, stock down. Trey Sermon, stock down. John Lynch first. John Lynch, stock down for drafting the running back 3rd round. Trey Sermon, stock down just because I don't think he's done anything to – they didn't play him last year. They didn't want to play him last year. right? Like that was the thing with Trey Sermon, where it's just like, like we're not even going to activate. Like you're not even going to dress up on game day. And I don't think he's done anything to change the outlook on that. Now, obviously, there were some games he did dress up on. He actually ran well against Seattle, but they don't like him. At least that's what it looks like. All right, let's move on to another position here. Got wide receiver and Juwan Jennings. I'm going to go stock down. I'm going to go stock down on Juwan Jennings right now. I think heading into this year, this offseason, most of y'all, me included, everybody's like, oh, your third receiver is Juwan Jennings. Had big games toward the end of the season, made some really clutch plays. And you're watching Juwan Jennings, and it's like, yeah, like, you know, you got your third guy. You got Debo, you got Ayuk, you got Juwan Jennings. And then it's like, okay, well, who's the other guys? And I'd say right now, Juwan Jennings, to me, stock down. Now, we see all the reports about the drops. Like, that's a real thing. I saw it in person as well. All right? Still a guy who can definitely make plays, but I don't think he did enough to where, you know, at the end, Juwan Jennings is a big, slow receiver. All right? He's a big, slow receiver. Now, that's fine, because if you're a big, slow receiver, you got to win a certain way. And if you are going to be big and slow, which is why he was drafted like 7th round, win a certain way and be consistent with winning that way. And one thing is for certain, like, you can't be out there dropping the rock. Now, what's going to really help him is he's a terrific run blocker. And he's catching the hell out them 5-6 yard out routes against Minnesota. All right. So they're still going to have him play somewhat in the slot, be that run blocking type guy. But I think in the sense of how maybe a lot of us thought he'd kind of take that next step as that slot receiver and be a legit, like, okay, we got 3 receivers that we can 100% count on. Like, those are our 3 guys, right? Because sometimes when you look at a roster, it'll show 3 receivers listed as starter. And you would assume, you know, heading into this offseason, oh, Juwan Jennings, his name is going to be there. I don't think so. I think he's just kind of a guy right now. Now, again, prove me wrong. Be a guy, catch for 700 yards, you know, and all that. But right now, I'd say, you know, if it's 3rd and 7, who do I want on the field? Juwan Jennings or Ray McLeod? I think I'm going to go towards Ray McLeod. And that's my next guy. Stock up. Now, I guess partially. Stock is up. Stock is up on Ray McLeod. He's a guy who's been getting open. He's shown the ability to win vertical. Even when you look at his numbers and everything is like 6 yards per catch for his career, which is wild. And a lot of people be like, Ben Roethlisberger, that's why. Well, he played in Buffalo as well. And he wasn't averaging nothing in Buffalo. Let's look at what his average in Buffalo was. And his quarterback was Josh Allen. All right, let's see. Stats. All right, Buffalo. Now, albeit he had 5 receptions on 6 targets from Buffalo 2018, but 36 yards, 7 yards per catch. All right. So it's not like, oh, it was just Pittsburgh, and that's why his yards per reception was so low. It's just been low for his career. But he came to the 49ers and has shown that, you know what? Like, no, I'm more than just a 6 yards per catch type guy. I can be more than that. He's won vertically in practice. We watched him win vertically in the game. Maybe it was the usage and how they did it, whatever. But I think when he was signed by the 49ers, a lot of people said, oh, man, he's a Ray McLeod. He's just a punt returner. And he had shown like, nah, motherfucker, I'm more than a punt returner. Like, I'm a legit receiver. And I'm going to work inside. I'm going to work outside. Probably work a little bit more inside. But 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, who does Eric Crocker want on the field? Debo, Ayuk, Ray McLeod. All right, I feel like he's going to win. He's going to get some separation. He's going to catch the rock. Now, he might fumble that hoe. So, you know, he's had an issue with fumbles. Not as a receiver. Well, he has 1 as a receiver. 2 if you include this preseason with the 49ers. He has fumbled multiple punt returns or kickoff returns. All right, let me see. Returning. They don't have fumbles on there. But I know he's fumbled like 4 times. Like, that's kind of been the issue with him with a lot of people. So, had kind of that issue. But just in my opinion, what it looks like, and I see a comment here where it says, Kyle said Jennings looked good in OTAs. I don't know what happened because he struggled in camp. Yeah. I don't know. And Jennings, He's a solid guy. He's a little limited with. That's why he was a 7th-round pick. All right, there's some limitations there, and you can have limitations and overcome it. I don't know if he has been able to overcome his limitations, and I hope I'm wrong. But Ray McCloud, I think his stock is up because a lot of people viewed him as purely a punt returner, and I think he has shown the ability to be more than that. How much more? I don't know. I'm not going to go out there and say this is going to be a guy who catches for 600 yards, but the most yards he's ever had in the season was last year. Dude, this is some wild stuff. Last year, he had 39 receptions for 277 yards. Like, that's wild. All right, 39 receptions, 277 yards. That's 7.1 yards per reception, which I've never seen anything lower. Like, his yards per reception is the lowest I've ever seen in my life. But he has shown that he can be more than that. So his stock up. Stock is up. All right. But that's it for the receivers. I know I see some people, Danny Gray, stock up. I think Danny Gray's stock is right where we thought, right? A guy who could stretch the field. He done caught some bombs. And if you would have told me, or if I would have told y'all, Danny Gray is going to catch some bombs in preseason. He's going to catch some bombs in training camp practices. I think most would be like, yeah. So I don't think he showed more, but definitely showed enough to where it's like, yeah, this is a legit receiver. Like, okay, like there's a role for him. Let's stretch the field with him, and that's what he was drafted for. Now, if he would have came in, if Danny Gray would have came in and like, you know what I'm saying, just been this high volume target guy, catch 8 passes in the preseason game. My guy Isaiah Hodgins, right? He's a receiver for the Buffalo Bills. He was a late round pick. He's been going off in preseason. I mean, I feel like in the first 2 preseason games, he caught like 18 passes or something like that, right? Now, if you would have told me Danny Gray caught 18 passes, then I'd say, all right, stock up and move out the way. Juwan Jennings, move out the way. Ray McCloud, like, nah, this is our 3rd receiver. And I'm not saying that Isaiah is a 3rd receiver for Buffalo, but I'm just saying, like, he done showed like, bro, I belong. I should make this team. All right. Danny Gray has been about where I thought he would be, and love seeing him work vertically and win vertically on those go routes, especially against off coverage. I don't know how teams are gonna turn around with him. I don't even think you can. If I'm Kyle Shanahan, I continue to line him up in the slot, get him lined up, matched up against off coverage. And here's a great way to get off coverage from somebody, and Kyle Shanahan knows this well. Have a guy line up outside, motion him down into the slot. It's going to force a guy to come off and boom, run a go route. And it really is like, hey, you're really clearing it out. But if we get it one-on-one coverage on that, we're going to air that hoe out. We're going to air that hoe out. Yeah. All right. But, yeah. Oh, I got one more receiver. Stock up. Malik Turner. I'm pretty sure a lot of people, when you heard Malik Turner's name, before the season, OTAs, it's like, oh, we signed Malik Turner. It's like, all right. What do they call him? Somebody said it about me too, and it was actually true. Camp body, right? Camp body. And you heard that a lot with Malik Turner, and at least that was a thought. And I'd say, right now, and I remember saying it when I was watching training camp practice. I'm like, he's kind of in there. Damn, he's on special teams units. Is that going to continue? Then you see the first training camp, first preseason game. He's in there with the first group with Juwan Jennings. I'm like, all right. Then you see him on special teams. I'm like, I think this motherfucker going to make the team, right? So his stock definitely got to be up. His stock definitely has to be up. Shout out to Malik Turner. Again, I'm really big on guys making the most out of their opportunities, and he's made the most of it. Now, it's not like he's a guy who you expect to just do a ton, but he is fast. He does have speed, and I wonder if they'll be able to utilize that. Let's look up a little bit of stuff on Malik Turner. Let's see, because he has some numbers. Nothing too crazy, but I don't think he's just a guy who has never made a play. All right, let's see it. Let's see for his career. I mean, he done made some plays. Not a whole lot. 12 receptions for his career. And he done been in the league. Let me see. He's been in the league a few years. So 3 years now. He played in 15 games. Okay, no, hold on. I was looking at that wrong. All right, so he has been in the league for 3 years. He played 6 games as a rookie with the Seattle Seahawks. Next year, he played 15 games for Seattle, and then last season, he played 14 games for Dallas. All right. In the season, he played 15 games for Seattle. He had 15 receptions, so 1 reception a game. Nothing too crazy, obviously. But 245 yards, averaged 16.3 yards per reception, and had a touchdown. So that's good. Talking about somebody who has the ability to stretch the field, and he is fast. So it's like, you know what? Yeah. Then Dallas last year, 12 receptions on 16 targets. Okay. 150 yards, 3 touchdowns. So last 2 years, 4 touchdowns on 41 targets. I'd say that's pretty good. And now he's not going to get that many targets. Okay, 15 targets for Seattle, 22 targets for Seattle, 16 targets for Dallas. And in the last couple years, I'd say 49ers. If he's your 6th receiver, right? He makes the team as your 6th receiver. I could see him getting 20 targets, right? Maybe there's a guy that's injured. Maybe he gets moved up for special teams purposes, so he's active and he just gets in the game and he gets about 20 targets. But that's good. I'd say stock up, because how many of y'all before the season was like, Malik Turner's going to make this team? Probably not much, but I think he is. Here we go. We got Sandra. She says, why don't I get your notifications? I don't know, Sandra. You got to, you got to hit that notification bell. Oh, look at this. 2 catches for 35 yards for San Francisco in 2019 overtime game. Big time catch, too. All right, let's go. And y'all remember that game? That's the game the 49ers lost to Seattle when the kicker kicked it all the way to goddamn Discovery Bay. He's a gunner on special teams. There's value there. There's value. Why didn't Eric Crocker make it? Why did Eric Crocker not make it with the Jets? I sucked on special teams. All right. He's the gunner on special teams. There's value there. There is value there. We'll see. So we'll see. Again, I don't know if he's going to make the team, but if I had to guess right now, I'd say I think he's the 6th receiver. If he does not make it, it'll be more so because roster politics. And that's a real thing. That's a real thing. All right, but that's a receiver. All right, we got 5 more guys to get through right now, and then I'm going to put the link in the chat and get y'all advice on a lot of stuff. But offensive line, I only got 2 guys here. And the stock is up on both of those guys. But on one guy's stock is up / down. All right, so Jason Poe and Aaron Banks. Stock is clearly up on Poe. Because when you get them undrafted, and there are a lot of people that like them. Again, some people they like a lot of young guys. Oh, you got the steal of the undrafted rookie free agents with Jason Poe. Excuse me. Look, I'm even saying his name wrong. All right, but stock is clearly up. We're talking about a guy who started off as 3rd string during OTAs. 3rd string, undrafted. You're probably not making the roster. But he said, "Nah, Croc, I ain't you. I'm finna work my way up." Worked his way up to 2nd group. Next thing you know, reports coming out, hey, man, this is a guy who's splitting the reps with Aaron Banks. So I say clearly his stock is up. I don't even think I really need to even say that, right? But Aaron Banks, I think his stock is up because he's not bad, right? We're talking about a guy last year who just didn't play. Matter of fact, the only player in the NFL 2nd round draft to play less snaps than Aaron Banks was Kyle Trask. And Kyle Trask was a 3rd string quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So he probably didn't even play a snap. All right. So that's the only player that played less snaps from the 2nd round than Aaron Banks. So stock up because I think people were just writing him off. Now, clearly he has shown, nah, man, I deserve to really make this roster. And I could be a guy on here. I never thought the 49ers were a great fit for him. Maybe he slimmed down and worked. But when I watch him, I'm like, Burford looks better. Oh, stock up. I didn't even mention Burford, but he's a starter right guard. All right. Burford looked better. But it's you know what? Aaron Banks, he looks like he can play. Well, the issue is Jason Poe And if, again, I have not watched specific. Like, let me sit here and watch Poe. All right, I have not done that, but I defer to my guy Brian Peacock on that, and Peacock says Poe is better than Aaron Banks. And he was saying it. The next thing you know, Poe is getting some first team reps. Now, I don't know what's going to come from that. Again, roster politics, it's a real thing. You got an undrafted guy. You got a guy that you drafted second round last year. I'd assume they give the second round guy every opportunity to start. But might be on a short leash. I don't know how that whole thing is going to work out. But just the fact that Poe has made it to where it's like, hey, man, like, move out here. Move out the way, sucker. I need to get some of these left guard snaps with the first group. All right, his stock is definitely up. Here we go. We got Rob Gotti. Burford gets beat at the point of attack a lot. That's not good for a guard. I don't know if he gets beat at the point of attack. Okay, listen. Now, when I say this, I have watched him more specifically than Poe or Aaron Banks. I think for the most part, he has held up very well. There was a time, there's two plays that stick out in my mind. Last game, I don't remember who was at quarterback. I think it might have been Nate Suffield. But I saw Burford just get bull rushed right back into the quarterback's lap. Now, one snap, but it definitely stuck. I mean, I saw it. He got dog walked right back into the quarterback's lap. All right, so that's not a good rep. And there was another play when Trey Lance was back there. So this is against the Green Bay Packers. And Trey Lance dropped back. And it was like he kind of got beat at the point of attack, I believe you said. And I listen, I don't know offensive line lingo. So I know some of the things like anchor and, et cetera, or whatever, right? So on the first one, the bull rush, you got to get your anchor. You got to anchor down. If you're jotting down notes, you might say, not a strong anchor. All right. But I don't know offensive line language like that. So, but there was a time against the Packers when he kind of got beat across his face a little bit. He walled off the guy, and Trey Lance was able to step up. Look, nope, I don't like it. I'm going to take off for 10 yards. So, those are the two reps that I can, out of all the snaps. And he's taking a lot of snaps. Those are the ones that stick out to me. If there's more, I'll try to kind of go back and see. Matter of fact, it doesn't matter. We'll watch him this Thursday and just see what does it look like. He's taking every snap with the starting right guard. So we'll see. We'll see. Guards need to anchor, tackles can dance. That's right. And he's a guy who I know first couple years in college, UTSA, played guard, transitioned to a tackle, but definitely has to anchor a little bit better. Also, McGlinchey too. I mean, he kind of has that issue. I don't know why McGlinchey got hit with a stray. All right. CJ Gray says, I don't have Poe beating out Banks. Again, I will for sure be watching Thursday. I'm going to have my notebook out. That's how y'all do it. And I'll be taking notes. All right. On what I see. And just what I see, which is what it looks like. I know how to talk about. There was one person, right, because I have some videos that I posted from some DBs I worked with this morning from the university. And there was one guy that was like, he's a, what do you call him? It was Lobs, right? Was it the Lobs guy? I believe it was the Lobs guy. So y'all that be on Twitter, y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. Lobs guy. All right. But Lobs was like, he was like, man, like, you know your DB stuff. Too bad you don't know the quarterback stuff, like DB stuff or whatever, right? Because remember, he matter of fact, he thinks Brock Purdy's better than Trey Lance, etc. Now, here's the thing with me. I know football. I know football. I know what shit looks like. I know the process of development. I know all that. All right, not to toot my own horn or anything like that, but I know football. And regardless of the position, I know what shit looks like. All I do, my whole life has been submerged into learning football, and then I had the opportunity to be around it, like at the highest of levels, right? So I know what shit looks like. Now, I might not be able to speak that language. I might not be able to coach up. I can coach up DBs. I can coach up corners. I know what it feels like, right? I can't coach up quarterbacks. I know what it looks like. I understand, like, okay, these are things, whatever, what it look like, whatever. But anyways, I just kind of want to touch on that. I don't even know why. But anyways, with these offensive linemen, yeah, I think I've said enough about them. Stock up for Poe. Stock up/down for Aaron Banks. And the only reason why it's down because he I mean, there might be a battle, and we're gonna see a little bit more of that this Thursday. This Thursday. All right, here we go. Somebody said Lobs is garbage. That fool black. I don't know. Last guys, man. Last guys, I'm gonna bring y'all on live. Shout out to all 300 of y'all in here right now. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. But stock up. Diamo Lenoir. All right, Diamo Lenoir. I'd say heading into this again, his season, his rookie year, it got a little strange. It got a little weird. Then come to find out he had a lot of different things going on in his personal life. But you know, I don't know about the personal stuff like that. I just know, we know what happened. And he started off a guy that was actually playing. And there were some ups and downs, but whatever. I mean, he's young. Okay, work through those things. Things where it's like, oh yeah, that's just you can fix that. Don't worry about it, right? Example. A couple plays against Green Bay Packers where one, it was a touchdown where he chased just a little bit on the end. So they ran like double ends with a corner behind it. And he went in just enough for Aaron Rodgers to get it over his hand on the corner route. Perfect throw. It was a perfect throw. But, once you see it once, it's like, okay, I can't chase that, not even that much, right? Especially when you're playing Aaron Rodgers. You got to play more honest. So there was that play. And then the backbreaker late in the game. It looked like, and Diamador Lenoir, if you're watching, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but just looking at how Emmanuel Mosley played it, looking at how the safety over the top of you, which was Talanoa Hufanga, looking at how he played it, I believe the 49ers were in two-man. And in two-man, you got to get into a trail position. And he never did. And I don't know why. So maybe I'm just completely wrong. But if I am right, he was supposed to get into a trail position and undercut any in-route breaking route from the great Devontae Adams. And he just stayed on top. So you just had him on top and you had Hufanga on top. And it was just easy money for Devontae Adams. Now, it's a lot easier for me to sit here in the comfort of my Arkansas home and be like, hey, man, you're supposed to do this when you got Devontae Adams looking at you, right? Like, or you're looking at Devontae Adams like, damn, I got to guard this motherfucker right here on this key down, right? So that's what it looked like to me. Again, weird moments for Diamador Lenoir. And I think heading into this offseason, a lot of people, I wouldn't say wrote him off, but it was like, what's to make of him? What's to make of Diamador Lenoir? And I think a lot of people didn't know. But I think he has rebounded very well. Love some reps. You watched him again. I mean, not saying that he's just going to shut down Justin Jefferson, but, Jefferson whooped him, and then he strapped Jefferson, and then you watched him in the preseason game and played in the slot, had some really good nickel snaps, was one of the highest graded players for the 49ers, really high coverage grades. So that's all good. Stock up. All right, shout out to Diamo Lenoir, man. Way to bounce back, way to fight through adversity because, I'm pretty sure you're a late round pick. It ain't guaranteed. It is not guaranteed that they keep you around. All right, but I had to go with him. Stock up. All right, stock down. Ambry Thomas. At the end of last year, it looked like Ambry Thomas is like, all right, this is your third corner, right? It's like you bring in, obviously you have Emmanuel Mosley, and it was like you have Mosley, and it's like potentially Ambry Thomas. Is he gonna start? Like most people were like, okay, yeah, build on what he did. Like, okay, he's in a good space. They went out, they signed Travarius Ward. Okay, whatever. But Ambry Thomas, like, you're the third corner. You are the third corner. Well, right now, I think most people will question, like, dang, is Ambry Thomas going to make this roster? Like, you think so, right? You think so, but it's not guaranteed. So I'd say because of that, because of what maybe the expectations were on him heading into his third year, and now we're questioning, we think he's going to make it, but we're not sure, right? Like, this is supposed to be like, hey, I'm picking up where I left off. Okay, they drafted Travarius Ward. Okay, they got Emmanuel Mosley. All right, I'm the third corner. Locked down. That's it. Third corner. That's me. And we're questioning that. Now, we're not only questioning, is he the third corner? I think we're questioning, will he make the roster? So, because of that, I'd say, I assume he's going to make the roster. But the fact that we even have to kind of give it any type of thought, I'd say stock is down a little bit on Ambry Thomas. Stock is down. And I don't think he's been, like, bad. I haven't seen it. But with the reports, with everything, what I saw, like, it's just a lot of weird. And we were looking for him to really take that next step. And I'm not sure that he did. All right. So again, yeah, and I'll get to this last person here, but it doesn't matter what Eric Crocker thinks. I kind of break it down and I talk about, what I'm seeing and et cetera. But, I hear Trey Lance say, when he says it to the media, where it's like, man, I don't care what y'all say. I don't care about anybody on TV. I don't care what anybody in the Eric Crocker's live chat says about me. The only thing that matters to me is about my coaches, the plan that they have for me. And, that's who I listen to and my teammates, right? And if I'm Ambry Thomas, I take the same approach. Like, man, I don't care what Croc talking about. But, you get your flowers when you're doing well. I'd say it hasn't looked like he took full advantage of how the season ended. And even heading into the offseason where he probably was like your legit third corner. And right now we're questioning that. Who's the third corner for the 49ers? Maybe Diamador Lenore, who Ambry Thomas finished ahead of last year. I'd have to look at the 49ers depth chart. Let me see. I had to look at the depth chart real quick. And not the depth chart to see like, oh, who do they have listed as third? But just look at the DBs. All right, hold on. So you got Travis Ward, Emmanuel Mosley, Dante Johnson's there. Okay, Ambry Thomas. Kadar Holman. So I don't know what's going to happen with him. And Castro Fields, I don't know. But Kadar Holman. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know I've seen him play outside. I've seen him play in the slot. Again, when you drafted a guy late third round, but you drafted a guy third round, just the roster politics of things, probably going to play, but I don't know. All right. And then here we go. Last guy that we're going to talk about, and I'm saying stock up, but it's a guy that I'm definitely going to continue to pay attention to. Womack. Oh, yeah, Womack. Some of them, again, most of these guys that we're talking about right now, there's like some kind of conversation around it in the sense of, like where was he before? Where is he now? Clearly, Womack, and this kind of aligns with Burford as well, where I'm just like, man, Burford came in, starter, boom. So clearly, stock is up for Womack. He's done an amazing job of submerging himself into that starting role. He did it. He made the plays. He took advantage of the opportunity. All right. So awesome job for him. But it was just like, to me, that was just a little too obvious. So I didn't really mention him. But the last guy, Quantez Knight. And this is a guy who I believe was an undrafted rookie free agent. But stock is up. He played extremely well last year. Once you start seeing the reps floating around social media and people are like, all right. If you see it, the coaches see it as well. And they probably like it. Now, he might be a practice squad candidate, somebody that you let go and then you bring back. Because, if you just look at the roster right now, as it is with the corners, who are they keeping? Obviously, you got 1, 2 with Mosley, Ward. All right. And then probably Dante Johnson, but maybe they can let Dante Johnson go, bring him back on practice squad, make him active or whatever. But you for sure got Diamador Lenore. I'm assuming Ambry Thomas. And then, who am I missing? Womack. Samuel Womack. So, right now we're talking about like 5, 6 guys already. So I think it'd be hard for Knight to make it, but definitely a guy who will push for a practice squad. Then from there, you never know. Remember, Emmanuel Mosley, he was a practice squad guy. Emmanuel Mosley was a practice squad guy. Towards the middle of the season, he played that game against the Raiders, and he came in for a snap on special teams, broke his arm or whatever, came back the next year and fought for a starting spot with Witherspoon and played. He started in the Super Bowl. So nothing wrong with practice squad. Nothing wrong with practice squad. But that's going to do it for my stock up, stock down now. I'm going to give y'all the opportunity to come on live. So come on live. I talked a lot on this show. So Ghost of Judas in here again. All I had to see was one person in the chat say, Bears are trash. And I was like, okay, I already know where this is going. Let's look at the 49ers schedule real quick. What does it say about the Bears game? What does it say? Schedule. All right. Does it have a point spread? How am I looking at this? Oh, this is not week 1. That's why. My bad, y'all. My bad. All right. 49ers. The hell? Not preseason. NFL week. There we go. All right. 49ers, Chicago. How do I see the over-under on this? Maybe if I click this, we'll go to the matchup. All right. Oh, got it. -7. So, goes to Judah. All right. And when I say this, I think I speak for the people who are the odd makers, who could be wrong. But right now, they got the 49ers -7 against the Bears. So this, and -7 in the NFL, that's kind of a blowout, right? 10 points really a blowout. But a lot of times, like where it's like, this team is going to win. They got the 49ers -7. Now, 49ers could lose. They can go to Chicago, go on the road. Weird things happen week 1. All of a sudden, the Bears are amazing. And they win. That can definitely happen, goes to Judah. But what the odd makers are telling you is, they're like, goes to Judah, what are you talking about? Your team is not good. That's what they're trying to tell you. So 49ers are -7. They are telling you the Bears, your team, is not good. Matter of fact, I said a blowout is like 10 points. This essentially is a 10-point game because you get 3 points at home. So they gave the Bears 3 points. You get automatically you get 3 points if you're the home team. They gave the Bears 3 points, and they're still 7-point dogs. So essentially they say, y'all are 10-point dogs on a neutral site against the San Francisco 49ers. So listen, it ain't us. Matter of fact, we're gonna take it out of our hands, goes to Judah. It ain't us. We're not saying this. That's what they saying. They say Bears are trash. I'm not saying it. I mean, I have said it, but I'm not saying it. They saying it. Goes to Judah. I ain't saying it. It's not me. So don't come on here yelling at me. They said y'all basically 10-point dogs. Their money line, bro. I gotta put $300 on the 49ers to win $100. No way. But that's how they feel about y'all. Again, not me. I'm not saying how I feel about y'all. Not me. Goes to Judah. I'm telling you what the odd makers and all those people, how they feel about y'all. Here we go. Got my guy Forever Faithful coming on. Good morning. What you at work?
Yeah, you know me. I'm always working.
Oh, man, got to get to it. I feel you. I mean, I worked this morning, trained some athletes, got my workout, came in here, you know what I'm saying? Got to get it. I feel you. Uh-oh, I can't hear you.
Oh, I got you. Yep. No, I just wanted to come on and tell you, you said stock down for John. I think we just got to trust him for now.
Oh, hold on.
You know what I mean?
When I say stock down, first of all, the 49ers have one of the best rosters in the league. So, I mean, his stock is up from there. But I'm just saying, when I get to the running backs,
For that period,
I'm
came on
including
here
John
and I
Lynch as a running
defended
back in there. So I'm saying his stock is
I
down for his
defended the
decisions at the
DDP.
running back position with what they did. But overall, stock got to be up, man. Stock got to be up on John. Matter of fact, his stock is way up because goddamn, what is it? Amazon Prime offered him like $20 million, like way more than what he's getting paid now to be a broadcaster. Right? So clearly stock is up on John Lynch, but not with the running back evaluation stuff. But not with the running back with the value of how their whole running back thing, which has always been weird, right? Going out paying a bunch of money to Jerick McKinnon. I was excited, but paying him a bunch of money. Tevin Coleman money, $5 million, $10 million, whatever it was. Like, their decisions have been very weird because it's like, hey, you keep doing this and then your leading rusher is undrafted or a 6th-round pick. But go ahead.
Yeah. My thing is just we go through running backs so much that it's more of like it's hard to give them value nowadays. The running back, they say the running back position is the value's been diminished since the 80s and 90s. But I feel that,
I think you're in the Matrix.
That the way Kyle Shanahan uses his...
I'll get you.
Oh, am I
No, you're good now.
stuttery?
You're good now. No, you're good now.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Now you're okay. Hold on. I'm gonna bring you back on in a second. You just froze. So we're gonna get you on in a second. You froze. Hey, Ghost of Judah, I will say, and I see you in the chat. See everybody in the chat. Like, I'm not gonna attack you or anything like that. Like, I'm not here for that, right? Like, what are my words gonna do? Your team is trash. I mean, I feel a certain way about the Chicago Bears, but not because I have anything against them or anything like that. Like, bro, I'm telling you how they feel about y'all. You can say whatever about. Okay, here we go. I see your comment about Trey Lance. Your quarterback is trash and you're in for a rude awakening, etc. Maybe you are right, but the odds makers, again, this is not me. This is not my opinion. With Trey Lance at quarterback, the 49ers have the 6th or 7th best odds to win the Super Bowl. So are the 49ers going to win the Super Bowl? Man, I don't know. And I wouldn't even expect that for a first-year starting quarterback, etc. Hopefully they do. But I don't know. But I'm just telling you, like, that's how they feel. That's how they feel. So I hear you. But right now, the people that are in control of how they view this stuff and the odds and all that, they are not as high on your team as you are, and they are not as down on Trey Lance being the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers as you are. That's not me. It's not me saying this and that. Like, that's what they're telling us. I hope that makes sense. That again, it's not me. So don't beat me up or nothing, man. Don't beat me up. I'm just telling you. You see me in Chicago, man. Don't beat me up. All right. Here we go. You back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, my thing is I defended the TDP pick, and the reason is just because it's like I feel like this coaching staff and this regime, they pick a running back in the early rounds and then they pick one in the later rounds, kind of like a flyer, and it just so happens that their flyer seems to be doing better than their early round pick in Trey Sermon and TDP. You know what I mean? So, it's one of those things where it's in the NFL where, sometimes you hit and sometimes you miss. And I feel that this regime feels that on running back, they can't afford to miss 1 year, right? So they draft dang near 2 every year, one early, one late. And if you miss on that early one and you hope that later one, that the one you took a flyer on works out. And I think it's just a numbers game that they play with the running back. So I don't feel like it's a wasted pick. I know you feel that the value of that pick in TDP, that there was the Cross, what was his name, Nick Cross or something like that, it was a little bit better. But I just feel that the numbers
here's
game.
My thing, real quick. Do you want someone that is projected to be your starting safety and has legit ability, traits, etc.? He could probably be your starting safety, or someone that's going to spell your starting running back potentially.
Hold on, which starting running back though? Elijah Mitchell, our hurt starting running back?
Well, okay. I see what you did there.
You see what I'm saying? Like our injured starting running back.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Like
thing. All right,
even with last year with Mostert, here's my
question.
Somebody.
Here's my question for you. Right now, you gotta start the game. There's no Elijah Mitchell. There's no Trey Sermon. You got TDP, Jeff Wilson, Jermichael Hasty, or Jordan Mason. Who you start?
Mason, right?
Undrafted. So that's my point right there.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is the numbers game that you're playing though. Like, okay, so let's say Jordan Mason didn't hit this year, then you would have to go with TDP, right? He looks like the better runner.
We lost you.
Does TDP look like the better runner? Is what I'm saying.
I really like the way he runs. I think.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
So I don't know. I mean,
so both of our
I like
starters
TDP
would
a
be,
lot.
Yeah. So both of our starters would be the guys we got this year, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you kind of took a flyer on the early round guy, and it just so happened that, or the late round guy, and he happened to work out better than your early round pick, and it just happens like that in the NFL sometimes. You know what I mean? It's not like
right. But here's my thing though. When you keep getting like my guy, and I mean he made a good point here. Somebody made a good point, but G Crackhawk says I'm starting Jeff Wilson, right? Well, whether you're starting Jordan Mason, Jeff Wilson, whatever, we're still talking about undrafted guys that you get to run well. Now, this is another one right here. Where was it at? Jeff Wilson gets injured a lot too. And somebody said says in our running back room always gets decimated with injuries. And that's fine. But then
I
continue
feel
to
that
grow
one of
more
these years,
resources with 6th, 7th round undrafted guys, as opposed to a third
I
round
just
pick
feel,
when you can get a position of someone that has a little bit more value. That's my
I,
only argument. It's
I
water
get you,
under a
but
bridge though, because I mean, there's nothing like we could do about
yeah,
it. I'm just
but I just hear you keep saying it, but I just keep like every time you say it, like I just feel that the numbers game and just the value is just like one of these years, if he keeps taking a third round or fourth round running back, one of these years he's going to run into a very good running back that really breaks out. You know what I mean? And do you want him to just keep taking flyers on the 6 rounders, or you want him to try to shoot for that guy in the third, fourth round that he's hoping like he sees? You know what I mean? Like that's the
if
struggle in
you're
it
telling
of
me
it.
you draft a running back third round because like that's gonna be our guy, right? Then it's a little
Yeah.
different. But I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get to the next caller, man. I appreciate you
All right.
coming
You have a
on.
good one, Croc. Yep.
All right. Here we go. Got some more people coming on. I did star one message, and this bothers me a lot. And this is nothing against you, Vlad. Vlad. All right. Nothing against you, Vlad. But Trey Lance did not play at Division II. I played Division II. See my helmet right here. I got a jersey right there. I got another jersey somewhere right behind me, the one with the little green numbers. Oh, shit. Almost caught a cramp. I played at Division II. Trey Lance played at the FCS level. That is Division I AA. Now, not saying that all FCS level schools are great. We played against Southern University. They're in the what do they call it? The HBCU, right? Southern University. We smashed them. I was on TV, you know what I'm saying, doing my thug thizzle. You feel me? North Dakota State would demolish us. North Dakota State would beat us by 50. All right, so he did not play he didn't play D2. And I know people say or D2 equivalent. North Dakota State is not anything equivalent to any type of D2. Matter of fact, they play D1. Matter of fact, D1 schools don't want to play North Dakota State. And when I say D1, I'm talking about FBS because they both are D1. One's FCS, one's FBS, right? Bowl game eligible. The FBS schools do not want to play North Dakota State. They don't want to play them. So, yeah, stop saying D2. We're not saying D2. All right. Swag, I know I said HBCU. Appreciate you. Twin Maker, my guy who was texting the other day, Ryan. But yeah, North Dakota State, it is FCS. FCS Division I AA. And they will kick a lot of Division 1A teams' ass. They will. Remember, they've had to let some of these guys in because a bunch of them knocking on the door. Matter of fact, it's just a matter of time before North Dakota State just goes to being the FBS. It's just a matter of time. Now, again, I ain't saying they're going to go play with Alabama. I see somebody like North Dakota State, Alabama. I ain't saying that. But I am saying we got to stop with the disrespect of North Dakota State, what they are, and even the level of play that's there. It is not D2. I play Division II football. It's not the same. It is not the same. All right. I don't even know what made me go on that outside of that one thing. All right, here we go. Got my guy Swang Song coming on. Swang Song, good morning.
Good morning, man. Yeah, I wanted to add to your NDSU comment. I believe I heard from one of faithful to the Trey. I'm sure you guys know him, the NDSU insider. They have 12 guys from the 219 team that are in the NFL.
All right.
Dude, how many teams can say that? I mean, granted, they're not all first-round draft picks and stuff.
Yeah, but they're guys on rosters.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then if you think about it, man, they're like QBU. Like, I know you can say all you want about Carson Wentz and where that went, but
hold on, Swan Song. Why does everybody like Carson Wentz?
Yeah, that's what I was, yeah.
They act like this dude's just been a bum.
Yeah.
Now he is different.
Yeah.
And I think that once you start to find out, like, hey, this dude's a little different, it's like, all right, like, and then now I think that leads to certain things and teammates feeling a certain way, etc. Whole incident with his head coach. But just in the sense of, can this guy play football, play quarterback, if his head is on, like, he's good. We've seen it. Like, Carson Wentz can be good. There's a reason these teams keep trading for him. Now, there's also a reason teams keep trading him, and I don't think it's because it sucks. I think they don't like the person.
Yeah, exactly. The talent is
But
there.
Carson Wentz was what, the second overall pick, and he lived up to that early on. 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Like,
He had the
he
MVP
could
in
play.
the bag. If he didn't get hurt, he would have had MVP. It's crazy. And then, and Easton Stick is a solid QB2 or maybe QB3 now. But
Right.
and
Now,
then,
listen,
you have
and I see
Trey.
my guy, he says Wentz is about to end up as a backup. He might end up like, Wentz is weird, but he can play in the NFL. Like, he can be a starting quarterback. He just does, it's here.
Yeah.
Not any type of, I went to North Dakota State and they didn't prepare me to be able to play for the NFL. And, I was good against them, so I can't be good against the NFL. Like, that is not the case.
Yeah, that whoever, if I was a quarterback, like trying to be pro ready, and one of these top teams you didn't, your dream team that you didn't go to, like Alabama or Ohio State or whatever, right? My choice would be freaking NDSU, because if you look at the track record in the last 3 or 4 years, or even 5 years, what school can say they had a second one that was picked number 2 overall and number 3 overall in the last 4 years? No team can say that, dude.
Listen. And we talk about him, and I see somebody say it in the chat, like, nobody said, Jimmy Garoppolo went to a D2. We never hear that.
Right.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, he went to Eastern Illinois, FCS.
Yeah, people.
I hate that I had to bring up Jimmy Garoppolo, because it feels like it's kind of like a backhanded compliment or something like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, why? Like, he played FCS. Jimmy Garoppolo has won a lot of games in the NFL.
Yeah, I also hear you on, TDP, because I mean, everyone did our mocks. I would say of all the regulars that I noticed, everyone had maybe, Nick Cross right there, in that 99 pick, in that realm that we got him. So when we got, I mean, everyone was shocked about TDP, but I like what I see so far. I mean, if he can prove his hands and stuff, I like what I see so far. And sure, that 4th and 1 run that he had was a bad look, right? Because it's like, hey, I thought this guy was just a bulldozer, right? But they're all rookies, man. I'm sure that they're drilling in his head right there. You just got to go straight forward, man. You can't wiggle there, man. Like, he'll learn that stuff. And I still haven't totally given up on Trey Sermon. I hope he has a good game this week, because I do think that he is on thin ice. And and as far as all these people selling on Trey, like, after one practice, it's just where it's our fan base. Another thing too is our fan base is hella neurotic. Like, who knows, even if we drafted Nick Cross, right, we'd probably be complaining about him.
Yeah,
like,
well,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so here's the thing, real quick, Swan Song. A lot of people talk about development, but I don't think that people truly understand what that looks like and what goes into it. So I think that a lot of fans believe that the process of development is it's some kind of like pill that you could take, and it's like you get drafted to a team, you take this pill, and then all of a sudden, oh man, I'm just this great player now, which isn't the case. Like, there's a process with it. Danny Gray, I don't want to say I've been critical of Danny Gray. I've seen certain areas of his game where I feel like he needs to improve on. There's areas where I know are strengths of his. He can run fast. He can run by guys. If you're playing off coverage, he'll float right by you, right? Can't turn around with him. Clear area of strength. I watched him run this speed in, and I was like, that's really good. Use the threat of your speed, push, break that route off. Did a terrific job catching the ball. I talked about his ability with his contested catches I've seen him make so far. Like, all those things are good. There still are some things, other parts of his game where I'm like, he needs to develop against press, being able to utilize the threat of his speed versus press, right? And really show that he can push vertically to win underneath, right? But I don't think that's something that's going to happen overnight. Same with Trey Lance, same with anyone else, right? Like, there's just kind of these steps to it. And a lot of people say they believe in development, but they truly don't. They want the finished product now. And that's same for Trey Sermon. Now, my only pushback or issue is running back is a little different. It's typically one of those positions you come in and it's like you can run in this scheme or you can't, and maybe he didn't fit the scheme, so he's trying to figure out. Maybe I don't know, right?
Right.
But the coaches told us what they felt about him last year, not having him active on game day, like they're telling you.
Right.
And then this year, we'll see. They're gonna let us know again how they feel.
Yeah, and I'm still going off of your initial assessment of Danny Gray. Like all the things that you mentioned, pre-draft or at the time of draft and when we got him, um, they still, I still think he needs to work on those things. Like, going off of that blueprint that you're talking about, it's not like I know that I mean, I like Danny Gray. I like him a lot. If he can do all the things that you mentioned, dude, we got one crazy steal
Right.
of
I
a
mean, that's the
receiver.
thing too. Now
Yeah,
you're talking about a
yeah,
goddamn wide receiver one, wide receiver two,
right,
right?
exactly.
Which
But
isn't most guys. So there might always be certain things where it's like that's not necessarily a strength. Now, how many cons can you turn into a pro? That's something that would really, help anyone, right? But I think when people hear me say that, because that's what happens. People tweet me, remember you said you didn't like him? Like, bro, that's not what I said. Remember you said he doesn't play fast? Like, that's not exactly what I said. But it's like people take little things. I'm like, what? He
yeah,
doesn't play fast. I said that he does not play fast within routes that are underneath to sell the go. Like that was, what I'm saying? But if you kind of just take out certain things, just he don't play fast, then, you have an issue.
yeah. I mean, I've never seen that you slander players at all. I think you say what you say, and I think when you're wrong, you admit it. And Danny Gray is going to be. I like the addition of him because it puts, I think, teams in conflict when he's in the lineup. Because if you better put your fastest corner on him, and if you're going to put a safety, you better hope that he's freaking good. And then you still have to, if you're just putting one guy on him, that's dangerous, right? And then say you double him up or you bracket him, then that's our wide receiver 3, right?
Right.
So it's like
So there's an area where he definitely can become very beneficial for the 49ers. But Swan Song, I appreciate you coming on. I'm going to get to the next caller.
right on, man.
All right. Shout out to my guy Swan Song. All right, here we go. We got Anthony Powers, man. Good morning, bro. How you doing?
I'm blessed. How are y'all?
Where's the Red Sea?
Right behind me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got
Right.
you. I feel like that should be a requirement. Every time you come on here, you gotta give us the view of the Red Sea. Like you're out there,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Whole another continent. Like we need to see it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day out here, Carly. Right now it's about 4:45 p.m., 97 degrees.
Ooh, okay. Middle of the day.
Yeah, it's actually a cool day. This is actually a cool day. Yeah, it's usually over 100-something degrees every day out here.
Oh, thanks, babe. Nice. Look at that. My wife just
Nice.
brought me a nice breakfast BLT. Let's go. But go ahead.
Nice. A little breakfast sandwich from the missus.
Yeah. Somebody said you look
But
like Jay-Z. I think you look like do you remember that show? A lot of people forgot about this show. What's it called? Playmakers? It was on ESPN when I was in high school. So I'm 35 years old.
oh yeah.
When I was in high school, like my junior and senior year, they used to have this show on ESPN called Playmakers. I think they got rid of it. It was basically like Ballers on HBO.
Yeah.
It was basically Ballers on HBO, but it was on ESPN. It was actually a pretty good show. But one of the running backs, you look just like him. But go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I'm a little bit older than you. So back when I was still a kid in Fresno was still 209 until I left to go to college at Berkeley.
Wow.
It was like, it was Fresno was 209. So Fresno all the way through Stockton was all 209 back in the days. And then,
Oh, that's crazy. I don't think I remember that.
Yeah. It didn't switch over to about 1995.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah. See, I was like 8 years old when that happened. So.
Yeah. I went to freshman class at Cal for me was Tony Gonzalez, Jeremy Newberry, all those cats. That was my freshman class. Tremaine Folks. Yeah. But anyway, so two things I want to talk about. One is Poe. Like one of the things when he was undrafted and we signed him, we were like him and Donovan West. We were like, all right, we got two centers.
and they've been playing him at left guard. And I was curious, especially with with DB being hurt, like why he hasn't gotten more time at center. Why do you think that is? Because Brunskill is somebody who hasn't been anchoring in. What I've heard from camp so far, like from all the different reports, Banks has been more consistent than Brindle. So why not put test Poe out more at center? So that's the first thing. We'll talk about that a little bit before I move on to the next.
My bad, blocking
Oh,
the little porn little thing or
it's
whatever,
okay.
little industry little link thing. But I don't know. It's a great question. I mean, I think a lot of people thought Poe would have an opportunity to play at the center position, especially with his lack of height. But they saw something with him at guard. I thought they'd give him an opportunity at center, and whatever they saw in him at guard, they're continuing to let that play out. And now he's potentially going to be the starting center. I've been curious to
Yeah.
see if at some time maybe there's certain things they didn't want to put on film. Maybe they told him all along, like, hey, because maybe they wanted to keep him but didn't know, like, is he gonna be a starter? Is he gonna make this roster? Like, we want to keep him on practice squad and just keep him at guard. But I think the transition to center, I don't know, because Kyle Shanahan says it's like one of the most difficult
Yeah.
positions to
Maybe he
play in
doesn't
this
know the
offense. So
Yeah, maybe he doesn't know the playbook enough yet. He maybe like as far as because the center, just like the quarterback, has to know the playbook inside and out to call the protections in the scheme. I wonder if that like he hasn't gotten to the point where they feel where he can comfortably call the protections for the line. And the other thing I want to talk about, speaking of hidden plays, I know one thing people were talking about was that they were entering in some triple option and a lot of option plays. And I think those are actually some of the plays where both Trey Sermon and TDP will find a lot of success with the handoff or the fake handoff through the middle to Trey Sermon, like the handoff to the middle to Trey Sermon, while Debo is also in the backfield, and then Trey Lance and Debo going out to the side, following behind Kittle and Big 71 around that left side. So I think that's going to be an area where we'll see Trey Sermon and TDP actually shine a little bit more because I think it fits more into their wheelhouse, especially with Anthony Lynn there. He utilizes the inside zone a little bit more. So I like the power game in the inside zone. We're going to be seeing more with the Anthony Lynn influence.
yeah, and that was one of the things that my guy Gammon, Gammon comes on here often. He brought that up yesterday, I believe, talking about maybe a difference in philosophy where the 49ers kind of want to change it, doing something that makes it a little bit easier because of the rule changes on cutting guys and certain things with the outside zone. So maybe there is that where, hey, they just got to get these guys to kind of figure out even how they want to run the inside zone. And maybe there's a transition with that as well.
Yeah, so like those are some of the things. Like one of the things that they're moving towards that, like their personnel the past couple of years, like Banks as far as the outside zone game isn't traditionally what you ask for, but inside zone and power, those are things that are more into his physical wheelhouse. So
Right.
Trey Sermon, more of an inside power, inside zone back. Those are things more in his natural wheelhouse. So I think those are things that like they're kind of waiting to unveil. You remember back in school, you didn't put on like you wait until the first day of school to put on your new school clothes.
Oh, yeah, for
You,
sure.
which kind of the first day of school is like a fashion show. People walking, people walking down the corridor. But that's kind of I think some of the things that they based on the change of personnel, the change of the coaching staff, some of the things that's going to be like some of the new clothes that they're going to dress up the offense with. That they don't really want to show anybody their new clothes until the first day of school.
Right. Yep. And I think that could be the case too. They'll start showing a lot more things once preseason and obviously training camp comes to an end. But once preseason comes to an end, you'll see some different looks, and then they'll continue to build on that as the season goes on.
Exactly. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, brother. Blessings, yo. What you call it? Sending blessings to everybody back in the States. Enjoy Arkansas. Congrats on your new gym. I'm proud of you. for not for diversifying yourself and using your talent in different levels.
Oh man, I
There's like the
appreciate that,
parable
bro.
of the of course, the parable of talents is like a story of we're given these different talents, and when we don't use these talents, it's a sin not to use the gifts that we've been given. And I want to give you props for first of all using the talents and the gifts that you're given and the different ones, and not being stuck into only utilizing one of your gifts, but to also have the faith to go out and take the chance as an entrepreneur, to take the faith and take the chance as creating your media platform, because fear and faith can't exist in the same space at the same time. So I'm happy that you moved fear aside to fill your cup with faith.
Oh man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. Much love, brother. Much
All right,
love,
you have a
everybody
good
out
one.
there. You too.
All right, everybody in the chat said, "Amen." Let's go. Let's go. All right, Marcy Projects. I was just waiting for him to say, "I'm from Marcy." All right. All right, here we go. There was one person in the chat said, "Eric, please don't chew near the mic." My bad. I just kind of accidentally took myself off mute. My apologies. I'm hungry right now. All right, so we're gonna get out of here. I appreciate everybody who has tuned into this show. On your way out, man, hit that like button. We got over 330 people in here. We've had almost 400 people at one time. I should have 400 likes. Let people find this channel. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. All that good stuff. That's gonna do it though for this episode, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully tonight I get my girl Tracy Sandler back on so we could talk some 49ers football and preview. And also after, so probably Friday, we'll have Greg Pinelli on to talk about Trey Lance's performance during the preseason. So until then, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Intercepted. It is picked off by Aaron Rodgers over midfield. He'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Crop Talk TV.
Hold on, we ain't going yet. We got the ghost of Judah in the house. All right, let me hear it. Hold on, let me hear it.
Yeah, what's up, man? I tried to send you a super chat, but your moderator blocked me out. So
I don't got a moderator.
Huh?
I don't got a moderator.
Evidently you do, because they blocked me. But anyway, so check it out. Look, you're an ex-football player. How dare you take what some NFL groupie or flunky says about a freaking point line? You know, you in the locker room, your team done did all that hard work, and you're gonna listen to what some point freaking Stephen A. Smith idiots got to say about a team about this many points.
That's not what I was doing. What I was doing was taking my emotion out of it and taking your emotion out of it and just saying, this is what they say. So I'm not saying, listen, the Bears could win by 2 touchdowns, right? The Bears could win by 2 tugs.
Yeah.
All right. I'm saying, and again, I think that potentially can happen. You never know. But I'm just saying right now, because you know what I'm saying, you come on here talking a little crazy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys suck, this and that. And I'm like, well, this is what they're saying. So if I take my opinion out of it, take yours out of it, and just go off of what the consensus are saying, they are saying that the 49ers are a much better team than the Chicago Bears.
Your quarterback.
And I'd say most people, logically thinking, would agree with that, but that does not mean that the Bears can't kick the 49ers ass. I don't see that it playing out that way, but it can.
They're going to kick your ass, Eric. Just get ready for it, man. Be prepared to be disappointed. Be prepared to be disappointed. What is your quarterback done for you 49er fans to think that he's gonna, like, you guys are carrying magic beans right now? You hoping that it sprouts? It's not gonna happen. This ain't Jack in the Beanstalk.
No.
Y'all gonna get destroyed.
That's not even it.
What is it?
Kyle Shanahan said it. He said it best. Kyle Shanahan said this. Said, listen, there's going to be a transition period with this young quarterback. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. He said, but he does not have to win the games for the team.
Oh, he
The
doesn't?
team around him is good enough to where he don't got to do it all. He said, just like Jimmy Garoppolo, 49ers started off 2019. They won 8 straight games. 8 straight games. And Jimmy wasn't playing great, but the team was so good around him, they were able to get through that. And
Never
he's
gonna
saying
get you over the
he
hump.
feels like he has the team, which the 49ers do. The 49ers have one of the best rosters in the league. He feels the 49ers have the roster to be able to help out a young developing quarterback.
Not gonna get you over the hump, sir. Where you guys want to go? People like Tua, Trevor Lawrence, Fields, Wilson, Mac Jones, and Mills. They've had some success on the field. What has your quarterback had on the field? What has he had? You guys are wishing upon a star with this guy, man. I'm telling you. Oh, where you go, Crocker? Where you go? And all you 49er fans in the chat, hey, I'm gonna be here. What do y'all think? What do y'all get off thinking that I'm gonna leave after week one? It's y'all that's gonna be silent after week one, and it's gonna be me that's gonna take it all the way, baby. Are you still there, Croker? Hold on. Is he there? Or has it ended? Is it gone? Wait a minute. Hold on. I think it's going. Wait a minute. What the heck? What is wrong with the Wi-Fi in San Francisco? What is wrong with the Wi-Fi in San Francisco, man? Is it gone? What is wrong with everybody's Wi-Fi is crazy. So look, I'm gonna take this time right now. I'm gonna talk to you guys in the chat over here. CJ Gray. Wait a minute. Yeah, CJ Gray. Hold on. Daniel Garcia. Call me a racist. Go eat your burrito, buddy. Yeah, he got that Arkansas Wi-Fi. It is my show. It's my show right now because Crocker's not in. So you gotta listen to me. You hear me, 49er fans? You listen to me. Yeah, whatever kind of hack. Let me see. 49ers start, 49ers girl. This man act like the team. No. We didn't win the Super Bowl. We just gonna win this thing over y'all because y'all talk too much. You corny whiner fans, you talk too much. You talk too doggone much. And when we beat your ass, come September 11th, you gonna know what time it is. Oh, did he get his Wi-Fi back? Come on, September 11th, you gonna know what time it is. Did you get your Wi-Fi back? What is wrong with the Wi-Fi? You 49ers fans. You guys can't have freaking. You guys don't know what Wi-Fi is. You guys are trash, just like Trey Lance is trash. Your Wi-Fi is trash. Yeah, let me see who else is on here. Yeah, that's right, Matt Flores. That's right. It's Judah Tribe time. It's my time up in here. This is my show. Over there in California, we call that Soldier Field West. That's our satellite goddamn field over there. Because we own you over there. We own you. I think we was the first team to beat your ass in Levi Stadium. We own you. Just like the field's gonna own Trey Lance. And your center is terrible. All of them are terrible. I hear a backdrop. Hey, CJ Gray. Last night the Bulls, I don't think so. You better worry about those rounds.
Am I on? Hold on. Am I on?
Where'd you go, Coach?
Now I'm not connected to the right Wi-Fi. Hold on.
Oh my God, this is so fun. It's so easy with you corny whiner fans. It's so easy. And you're going to see week one that you're wishing upon a star because this guy ain't it. Lightning doesn't strike twice at North Dakota University.
All right, I'm back. My laptop died.
Oh, your laptop.
My laptop died. I wasn't.
Arm is dead. Yeah, I get it.
Wow. Hey, but I heard you the whole time because I immediately went on from my phone. So I heard you the whole time. I think you did a great job.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Thank you again for inviting me to my show. You are a legend. But I hate to tell you, man, you don't worry, 49er fans. You only got to deal with me for 1 week. 1 week. I won't even rub it in your faces after we beat your tail, okay? You only got to worry about me for 1
You got to come on, though, after that.
Huh?
I said you got to come on after the game.
Of course. And I'm going to be boastful. And if we win, you got to give me 5 minutes of the show for me only. For me only.
You'll have 5 minutes all to yourself.
In the glory, to bask in the glory. And to all you 49er fans who talk trash about the Bears organization, I told you the last time, know who the charter franchise of the NFL is. Without the Chicago Bears, there is no San Francisco 49ers, okay? The most Hall of Famers in the Hall of Fame right now, the greatest players ever come from the Chicago Bears. And don't you forget it. Don't you forget it, 49er fans, okay? Hold on. Yeah, Vlad the Impaler. Boats. Let me see. DeMarcus, the Tortoise Dixon, be quiet. All of you guys, be quiet. Chicago Bears you guys are coming to Chicago, and you think you're going to come out with a dub with that bum quarterback that just threw 3 interceptions in practice the other day, trying to force the ball to Kittle? Don't think that's going to happen, baby. Don't think it's going to happen. And your center sucks too. I've been saying things about your center. He sucks too. He going to get blasted, man. And I'm trying to think who's going to block Robert Quinn. I see 2 strip sacks coming. I don't think your quarterback is that aware, and I don't think that I don't think he's been challenged in a regular season like that. So watch out, week 1, Chicago Bears taking you down, and there's nothing any of you 49er fans can say about it. What are you laughing at, Crocker?
Are you done yet?
All right, guys. Anyway, thank you, Crocker, for coming.
Go ahead. You can close the show out. Go ahead.
Oh, I get to close your show out, bro?
Yeah.
Yes. Bear down, Chicago Bears. You're the pride and joy of Illinois, Chicago Bears. Bear down.
All right, that's enough. Peace out.
All right, see you, Crook.
Intercepted. It is picked off by Aaron Crocker. Over midfield, he'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Crop Talk TV podcast.
Hold on, had a super chat. 49ers have more wins in the series. Oh, man, I know the super chat was for him, and he didn't get to see it. I apologize for that. Well, I'll make sure I bring this up next on the next episode. He'll be in here. All right.
Intercepted. It is picked off by Aaron Crocker. Over midfield, he'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Crop Talk TV podcast. Peace.